What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video here on this channel. My name is Rafa, and if you haven't, feel free to subscribe to this channel because that would help me to reach a bigger audience. Also, if you like this content, feel free to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. In today's video we are not reacting to something because I thought it's Christmas and let's do a little Christmas special. So I asked you a few weeks ago if you are interested in a Marilyn Manson Studio Records tier list, and I think 2 people said yeah, let's do it, and I thought okay, let's do something different and I show you how I would rate every Marilyn Manson studio record. So I would say let's go into the tier list maker and yeah, I give you my honest opinion about every studio record and give you, of course, from each record my top 3 songs, and yeah, let's rate every Manson record. So here we are. I should mention that this tier list is only about the studio records, so no live records, no best-ofs, and no EPs like Smells Like Children. Just in case you are wondering why Lest We Forget, Smells Like Children, etc. are not on this list. Also, I'm a Marilyn Manson fan since around about 2001, so when I was 10 I discovered Manson through music television. It was back then a little bit different compared to today, where you can discover every day thousands of artists online. The internet wasn't a big thing back in 2001, so you had to watch music television if you wanted to find something new. That's maybe a little bit important about the decisions I make. Also, I thought about this tier list few weeks ago because I wanted to be prepared and not think a lot in this video, because you don't want to watch me thinking 1 hour about how I would rate these records. Anyways, let's start with Portrait of an American Family. I know some of you really like this record. I like it too, but it's not the best Marilyn Manson record in my opinion, because I mean it's a solid rock record but not the goth rock, shock rock type of record what brought me into Marilyn Manson. Also, my ratings are based off how many songs I could possibly skip on every record. The more songs I can skip without being sad, the lower I would rate it. Portrait of an American Family is for me personally a great record, but definitely not perfection and not fantastic, because I started listening to Manson during the Hollywood era, so compared to Hollywood, Portrait is a completely different record, I would say, but it has some really nice songs, and I would say my top 3 songs from Portrait are probably Cake and Sodomy, Get Your Gun, and Cyclops. Yeah, but there are some songs I could skip and I wouldn't be sad about it, so it's definitely not perfection or fantastic. But the next record, and I mean that's probably most of yours favorite, is Antichrist Superstar, and Antichrist Superstar is perfection. Let's be honest, this song has literally no song I would skip. I mean, of course I can skip some songs, but I don't have to. I can listen to this record from the start to the end, and it's an amazing record. And my top 3 songs are okay, I hope this is correct. Is it called Crypto Kid? I hope so. Definitely that song, because I think that's one of the most underrated songs by Marilyn Manson. Also, the title track Antichrist Superstar. I love this song. Really, it's one of my favorite Manson songs. And Angel with the Scabbed Wings. I think these 3 songs are, for me personally, the best, but it's pretty hard because I really like every single one of them. Next we have Mechanical Animals. If you had asked me many years ago how I would rate this, I would say probably fantastic or great. But it grew on me over the years, and it's also perfection. Because I must say, like I said, during the Hollywood era, I became a Manson fan, and compared to Hollywood and the Golden Age of Grotesque, Mechanical Animals is a really poppy, I would say radio-friendly kinda record. And when I was young and frustrated, that was a little bit too poppy for me. But when I became older, I really appreciated this record more and more. Now I fucking love it, and also there are almost no songs I would skip. Maybe there are songs I've heard way too much, like The Dope Show, so these are songs I could possibly say, yeah, let's skip it, it's not a problem. But that's not a reason for me to put this record on the fantastic. So it's definitely perfection for me, and my top 3 songs from Mechanical Animals are, I would say it's Mechanical Animals, it's User Friendly, and The Last Day on Earth. Maybe these 3 songs, but it's hard, man, because Posthuman is really, really good. I love the beat, and Coma White is one of his best ballads. I think you can say Coma White is some kind of a ballad. It's not like Man That You Fear or so, but yeah, it's a wonderful song. Everybody knows this song, so I don't have to tell you about it more. Let's continue with Hollywood in the Shadows of the Valley of Death. Perfection. This is my favorite record of all time by Marilyn Manson, because it's heavier than Mechanical Animals. It's darker than Antichrist Superstar. Antichrist Superstar is more like a raw record. It's dirty and nasty. And Hollywood is a little bit more polished, but not so much that you could say it's too much. It has the right amount of polish on it. Does that make sense? Also, it came out after the Columbine thing, and Manson was the black sheep. I mean, he was the black sheep for the hardcore Christians in the States years before, of course. But I think after Columbine, everything went on a next step and became more harder for him. I don't know, I can't imagine how you feel when so many people in your country tell you that it's your fault that something like Columbine happened. So I think that this makes something with you emotionally, and I think that was a really huge part in the sound and the process of this record. I mean, I can imagine, I don't know if this is fact or not, but who cares, because this record is perfection. There is literally no song I would skip. Every song is fucking amazing, and like I said, this is the time when I became a fan. I remember watching I think it was the fight song on television, and I was 10 years old, and I looked up and I thought, well, that song is pretty heavy, I like it. Also, where's that dude with these feminine clothes and this makeup, and they look scary and aggressive and dirty, and I want become this. So yeah, it affected my life pretty much, watching this video. And my top 3 songs of Hollywood, this is really, really hard. I would say it's the love song, but I like God Eat God more. But God Eat God is, for me personally, not really a song, it's more like an intro. So let's say God Eat God and the love song as one song. Target audience, amazing song, and Valentine's Day, because I think these are the best songs on this record. Next, we have the Golden Age of Grotesque, and I know some people think that this record sucks because he made a drastic change with his sound, and also some lyrics are not as good as on the previous records. I don't know whose fault it is. Maybe it's because Tim Skold came in and had much influence on the sound, but it's also a record that came out when I discovered Manson new. I mean, I was into Manson for 2 or 3 years, but like I said, I had no internet by that time. Maybe you know what I mean when I say that there are some parents who judges the books by its covers. So it was pretty hard for me as a young child to get a Marilyn Manson CD, because my mother looked at the cover and said, no, that's not good music for you. So yeah, I only was able to listen to Manson through television, and I mean, Manson was not the only artist they played every day, so it was pretty rare to see Manson. But the Golden Age of Grotesque is, in my opinion, a fantastic record, because it was more industrial. It has some electronic elements. It sounded a little bit fresh, and in a weird way, it was way more aggressive than Antichrist or Hollywood, because of songs like Use Your Fist and Not Your Mouth, or Woe Devil, or Better of Two Evils. And I also would say these are my top 3, but it's pretty hard because Saint is one of my favorite video clips. Maybe I should say it's Saint, Woe Devil, and The Bright Young Things is also a great song. Let's forget what I said. Let's keep it like I said in the beginning. Use Your Fist and Not Your Mouth, Better of Two Evils, and Woe Devil. But there are also some songs I don't need on this record, and that's, for example, Doll, Dagger, Baspa, Siggity Sack. I mean, yeah, compared to the older records, this song is not so good. Or Kaboom Kaboom is also not my favorite, and that's the reason why I rated that record as fantastic and not as perfection. The next record is called Eat Me Drink Me, and since all of the allegations the last years, people hated that record, and that was the second record I got. The first record I bought by Manson was when I was with my class in London, and since I was a little child, I am obsessed with record stores. And when we were in London, I went into a record store and I bought a Discman, if you know what it is. Okay, if you don't know, it's basically like an MP3 player but for CDs, but I think most of you know it. Yeah, and then there was in the store Smells Like Children and Antichrist Superstar, and I decided to buy Smells Like Children, and if I look back, it was a huge mistake, but hey, I don't know. There was Sweet Dreams on that record, and I thought, well, that's the better choice. It wasn't. So yeah, Smells Like Children was the first Manson record I bought. The first real studio record I got was Eat Me Drink Me when I had birthday. So here's my problem with Eat Me Drink Me. Heart-Shaped Glasses is not a really good song. Also, when you are a big fan of Hollywood and the Golden Age of Grotesque and compare the sound from these both records with Eat Me Drink Me, you notice that Eat Me Drink Me is a completely different record. And by the time it came out, I was really disappointed, because that was not the Manson I fell in love with, and that was not that aggressive and heavy Manson. But over the years, same like with Mechanical Animals, I appreciated the songs more and more. But it still has so many songs I could possibly skip, so it's just a good record, but definitely not great or fantastic. My top 3 songs are the opening track, If I Was Your Vampire, an amazing song. Also, Putting Holes in Happiness is so catchy, the guitar riff, I really love it. And the title track, Eat Me, Drink Me. So with Manson, it's the same like with Slipknot for me. When I listen to the older records, I really like the heavier stuff. When it comes to newer records, I really prefer to listen to the slower songs, because I think, and that's a good example with Slipknot, because I think Slipknot and Marilyn Manson do the same thing. Always when they try to be as hard as they were 20 years ago, it never feels like the same like it was 20 years ago. So it's like a trial and error, and it's mostly an error. So I really appreciate the slower songs more, because I don't know, they sound better in my opinion. But yeah, Eat Me, Drink Me is a good record, but nothing really special. But like I said, If I Was Your Vampire, Putting Holes in Happiness, and Eat Me, Drink Me are probably the best songs of this record. Let's continue with the next record, and the next record is called Born Villain. And I thought about how to rate Born Villain, and I really don't know, but I would say it's just an okay record. During the Twins of Evil tour with Rob Zombie, after he released Born Villain, I was able to see him finally for the first time, and it was amazing. And also I went to a meet and greet, and I'm so glad I saw him back in 2012. Because I paid for the meet and greet and for the concert ticket, I think $150, and today people paying 500, 600 just for the meet and greet. So I'm really happy I went to see him 12 years ago. Yeah, my dream came true. I can tell you, the meet and greet went definitely not as planned, because I came into the room, he was sitting there, and I turned into a little fangirl, because these things are mostly happen to girls, I would say. But I stood in front of him and I said hello, and he said hi, and I was completely frozen. He looked at me and he said, "Well, I like your hair." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And that's everything. He signed my copy of The Long Hard Road Out of Hell, and I took it, I said thanks, and I went out of that room. And I regret it a little bit, but hey, to be honest, it was really overwhelming to be with him in one room. It was completely amazing, but I was a little fangirl at that moment. But yeah, let's continue to talk about the record. Born Villain was not a really good record. When it came out, I thought probably it's better than Eat Me, Drink Me, but that changed over the years. My top 3 songs are Hey Cruel World, No Reflection, and Disengaged maybe. That record felt like it wasn't really complete, like they made it just to put it out as quick as possible. There are some songs like Overneath the Path of Misery. That's also a song, like I said, it feels like he wanted to be as hard as on Antichrist Superstar, but it doesn't feel like that. Then there are songs like Children of Cain. His voice sounds so like he's almost crying. I don't know. This song and this record is not very good. Guys, I know I made a huge mistake. Because before he released Born Villain, he of course released The High End of Law. And The High End of Law is also an okay record. I'm sorry that I forgot about this record, but this is, in my opinion, the worst record of all time by Marilyn Manson. So yeah, it's pretty easy to forget it. Yeah, let's make this quick. Eat Me, Drink Me, I wasn't a really big fan when it came out. The High End of Law, my expectations were low, and it went lower when it came out. The first song he released was We're From America. That song was pretty good, but the rest of the record, I don't know. My top 3 songs are Leave a Scar, White Spider, and We're From America. Yeah, maybe it's pretty as a swastika and Devore. These songs are probably also good, but the rest, I don't know. I really hate this record. I really hate this record. It's the worst of all Marilyn Manson records. I'm sorry, I know there are some people who think it's not that bad, but I think it's really bad. But it's just my taste. If you think The High End of Law is one of his best records, that's okay, because that's your taste, but it's definitely not my taste. So now, after we rated The High End of Law and Born Villain, he made another record. The another record was, of course, The Pale Emperor. And The Pale Emperor is also just a good record. There are better songs than on The High End of Law and Born Villain, but there are also so many songs I can possibly skip because I hear them once or twice and then it's enough for me. But I really like Killing Strangers. I think that's a really good song. Also, the Mephistopheles of Los Angeles is really good and catchy. And yeah, it's maybe third day of a 7-day binge, and that's it. Deep Six was good. It's one of the worst video clips he ever made, but the song Deep Six. Okay, let's say Killing Strangers, Deep Six, and the Mephistopheles of Los Angeles. These are my top 3 songs. Yeah, it's not a good record. It's better than Born Villain. Maybe it hasn't much more songs I like than The High End of Law or Born Villain, but the whole record sounded better because it's maybe Tyler Bates' fault. I really don't know. Also, that record went more on some songs into a country direction, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think around that time he said that he wanted something to do like trying different styles, like for example country. I'm not so much into country, I'm more into industrial and metal, so yeah, it's just a good record. But then he released Heaven Upside Down, and for me personally, Heaven Upside Down was since a long time a really solid Manson record. It's not perfection and it's not fantastic, but it's great because There are also some songs I really don't like, but when I watch to the record as a whole record, it was way better than all of the other records he put out after the Golden Age of Grotesque, and there were some really good solid songs on it. Also songs like Revelation 12 didn't sound like he was trying to become the older Manson. That song, for example, sounded like the older man version of him. So that was not only a trial and error, it was a trial and a success, I would say. And my top 3 songs are Revelation 12, Tattooed in Reverse, because I really love that song, and Blood Honey, because like I said, on the newer records I really like the slower songs way more, and Blood Honey is an amazing song. Also, in my opinion, way too underrated. I mean, the chorus is so wonderful. We are very close to the finishing line, and we have 2 records left, and the next record is called We Are Chaos, and the title sounds like, oh my god, Marilyn Manson is maybe frustrated, maybe angry. And then he released the song We Are Chaos, and the only thing I thought was, what the fuck? Because that was definitely not what I expected, and I was shocked. And still to this day, the song We Are Chaos is not my favorite. I think this record is not as good as Heaven Upside Down. It got worse again, because there were again songs like Infinite Darkness, and this song especially feels again like he tried to be hard and it didn't work out really well. But I also have my 3 favorite songs on that record. That's probably Red, Black and Blue, Don't Chase the Dead, and Broken Needle. Broken Needle, again, really underrated and very beautiful written. And if the whole record would sound like Broken Needle, I would say it's almost perfection. But many songs are not what I like, and some songs sound like he tried to be an evil man, but it didn't work really. It didn't work out very much for me, so it's just good. And now we are here in 2024, and we had some serious things like the allegations with Evan Rachel Wood. What we learned now is that she made these stories up. She and her girlfriend, I forgot the name, but it's nothing I'm sad about, I would say. So yeah, no one really knew how the future would like for Manson. Is he coming back? Is he gonna release some new music? The record label dropped him. He lost almost everything. I mean, we all know he went through a lot of shit in his music career with all these hardcore Christian protesters and the Columbine thing and the media, etc. But I think that's completely another level what happened with Evan. And I mean, Manson is just a human like you and I, so it was really unclear about his future. I mean, is he guilty? Is he innocent? Is he maybe doing something really stupid to himself? Is he making new music? Is he stepping back and stop being an artist? No one knew it, but then he released one, Assassination Under God, and I reviewed this record here on this channel. That was one of my first records, and also since that video I have the feeling that a majority of the people who are watching my reaction videos are Marilyn Manson fans, so that's great that we are building a Marilyn Manson army. But I must be completely honest, one, Assassination Under God is also not my favorite record. It has not more songs I really like Portrait of an American Family or Heaven Upside Down, but the whole package sounds so good, and it's definitely better than okay or good, so I would put this record here because it's definitely not as good as these 4 records, but definitely better than these 5 records. My favorite songs, nothing changed since the reaction video, so it's definitely one, Assassination Under God, As Sick as the Secrets Within, and Meet Me in Purgatory When I'm Not Wrong. These were these 3 songs I thought were the best, right? To be honest, I did not listen to that record that much later on, so I listened to it a few days when it came out, but after then there is so much new music every week, so you can't listen to just one record all the time. But yeah, this is my tier list of all Marilyn Manson studio records. Like I said, Antichrist, Mechanical Animals in Hollywood are definitely perfection records. These are songs with no fillers, just bangers. The Golden Age of Grotesque has 1 or 2 songs I would say, yeah, it's maybe a filler, and after that I would say this is my rating. So you can say, well, that's a solid tier list, and you of course can say that's total shit. That's up to you. And that's it for today's video. I hope you like my tier list, and if you think that's definitely not how I would rate it, let me know in the comments what you think about it, how you would rate all of the Manson records. I mean, we all came to Manson on a different time, in a different period of his career, so it's of course not everyone's favorite list. But there's nothing wrong and nothing right about this list, because it's a personal thing for each one of you and me. So yeah, let's be kind in the comments. So that's it for today's video. The next video is definitely a reaction video again, and I hope to see you again. Feel free to subscribe to this channel, like this video, give it a thumbs up. That's the same. Leave a comment down below, and in the description down below there are also my social media things like Instagram, Twitch and Discord. And I would say until next time, peace.